Mohamed Morsi was sworn in as Egypt's first elected civilian leader and fifth president in June 2012. A leading member of the Muslim Brotherhood, Morsi won because of backing from his supporters and voters who didn't want another president like Hosni Mubarak. Morsi promised a government working for all Egyptians. He tried to ease the fears of women and minorities. But politically and economically, the following 12 months were tough. Morsi's opponents accused him of being a puppet of the Muslim Brotherhood, failing as an international statesman and allowing social problems to become crises. All that sparked the protests that led to his removal by the military. In the days leading up to Morsi being ousted, millions of opponents and supporters lined the streets of Cairo. Morsi's supporters said his rule was legitimate because he'd been voted into office. The opposition response, Morsi's time was a total failure and polarized Egyptians. Some estimates say there were more than 9,000 protests nationwide in the 12 months after Morsi's election. Hopes that the economy would improve were dashed. Inflation soared, food prices skyrocketed, and fuel shortages became part of everyday life. Sectarian tension rose to the surface. Morsi was praised for reining in the military, but criticized for throwing out rules imposed by the Supreme Council of the Armed Forces, which restricted his powers. He decided to give himself authority to overrule the judiciary. It was supposed to be temporary, but judges went on strike until Morsi was forced to tear up the decree. In a speech almost a year after his election win, Morsi conceded he had made mistakes, but for many Egyptians, it was already too late. On June 30th, 2013, millions rallied across Egypt calling for his resignation. Days later, the man Morsi appointed as defense minister, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, led a coup that removed him from power. Sisi was now running the country. The interim authority launched a crackdown on Morsi's supporters. More than 1,400 people were killed. Morsi and many of his followers began a long wait in jail. Rob Matheson, Al Jazeera.